Hey, let me know when you're ready. All right. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I lost her. Hey, sorry, I lost you somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're good? Thank you. Sure. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, thank you. We're getting good levels back there, guys. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check 1, 2. Testing. Check 1, 2. Is that a thumbs up? Nope.
Oh, okay. You said behind, I was like, you just
Hey. Did you see my red news? Keep the field goal. Yes, I need help. That's not the kind of help.
Travis, have we checked the other mic? That one is good too? Yeah. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Check, check, check. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys getting this okay in the back, Derek? Okay, awesome. Wireless 2, wireless 2, wireless mic 2. Just a reminder, if everyone would, please check your cell phones. Thank you. I trust your mic works. Mic 1, mic 1. Noel's mic. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, at the beginning of the week, we didn't realize what a big win this was going to be for us, did we? We thought we were going to just show up, and those guys would just show up. But I knew it was going to be tough. I told our guys, it's going to be a tough game. Their D-line is one of the best we'll play against. And finally, we started running the ball, though, in the third, fourth quarter. We tried a little bit early, didn't do any good. Pharaoh made one crucial mistake, but he got 2 touchdowns back for us also. And Lorenzo Nunez, he actually threw the ball a little bit better, I think, than everybody thought, and played very well. I think he had 140 yards rushing or so, 125 net, and completed some nice passes there. 2 touchdown passes. Hit Dan August on the one play. I was watching Pharaoh. It was a little bootleg with Pharaoh running and out. Next thing I knew, Dan was wide open. So I told the guys up top, I said, he's smarter than we are. We thought he was going to throw it Pharaoh, and he saw that nobody was covering August. So good play on his part. But anyway, defense it played well, and we should play well. And hopefully this will tell our guys we can play defense. We got good players. T.J. Holloman, of course, got a game ball with his 2 big picks, and the defense held him to that one drive, I guess, and played pretty well. Finally got a little pass rush at the end. But hopefully we can gain some confidence through this second half because we were in trouble at halftime. But I basically just told our guys, whoever plays the best second half is going to win the game, and we played the best the second half. So it was a good win for us. All right, any questions?
Steve, was it almost, I guess, kind of good that the running game wasn't doing so much early so Lorenzo could start throwing and get all the kinks out?
Yeah, and as you know, we made a bunch of scramble plays. Right before half, he scrambled out. And Pharaoh scrambled out we had a little double pass that didn't work. But we have found that throw Pharaoh a double pass and maybe he can run for 10 or so yards. I think he made about 7 against Georgia on a similar play. And they were waiting on it. And then he ran for a touchdown on that play. So that might be a good play for us. Just throw it out there to him and everybody block somebody. But, yeah, Lorenzo made a nice block on his run as he came back around. So it was a good win for us, and finally made a few third downs there in the second half, and made that 1 4th down at the end of the game, which was sort of a tough call. It was 4th and a foot. Field goal wins it, but a missed field goal, and I thought surely we can make a foot. So David ran in there and made it, and put us in pretty good shape to win the game. All right, anything else? Dave?
the amount that Lorenzo ran the ball, I guess you can't really control that when you're running the zone read as much, but is that okay? 18
Oh,
touches,
yeah.
is that a good number for him, you think?
Yeah, when you have a quarterback that can run, he runs about as much as a halfback. That's what they tell me anyway. This is new for me, a quarterback that can run like he can. So we're trying to maximize the talents of our players. Carlton Hurd made a nice catch there at the end of the game also. Give him a little play. Some of our other receivers, they got to come around. We got to get some play out of these other guys as we go through the year.
Did you call plays throughout today?
I delegated early, and then obviously I got involved second half more with Lorenzo in the run game. We put GA up top and let him call them down through, and I would throw one in every now and then. But we were calling so many of these runs and options, and I said, well, you guys are a little bit more comfortable calling all those than I am. But obviously, the second half, I jumped in there and, a lot of times, yeah.
So you called most of the second half yourself?
Half, most, yeah, something like that. Close, yeah.
Steve, you talked
But we'll
about-
do the same. We're going to probably do the same format next week. If the guy up top sees something that looks better in the run game, let's go with it. And then down below, I just try to make sure we get our game plan called. Try to get the ball at Pharaoh and this, that, and the other. And sometimes you got to call a pass play and let Lorenzo take off running. Quarterback draw was big there on one of those 3rd and 10s. I'm sure people are going to be looking for it pretty soon. But it was really a good win for us.
GA will stay up top.
Yeah, he's going to stay up top, and we'll just go at it like that a little bit, a little combination play calling. Coach Elliott calls a lot of them too. When we're looking for a run, he throws it in there. So he calls a lot also. All right.
Steve, you talked about how you hope this today can give the defense some confidence that they can play defense. What about the team overall as a whole? Can this victory?
Well, we hope. Time will tell, Rick. Time will tell. Missouri Eastern Division champ last 2 years. It'll be a good test for us. But we're capable. I really believe we're capable. Now, we know UCF didn't come in here as the top offense in the country. In fact, they were near the bottom, I think. So we can't get too overconfident right now that we're a real good defense. We got to go stop some good teams. So we're still the test is still out there for us. Yeah, the only thing we did was we came off the deck at halftime and guys made some plays and we won the game by 17. So.
Coach, you guys came out. They looked pretty fired up in the second half. What'd you say to them?
Well, I didn't. I don't ever say too much mean or anything, except whoever plays best is going to win the game. But a lot of the guys were mad. Sky Moore and Dante and some of them guys, we were mad a little bit. So that was good to see. We got such a passive group. It was good to see some guys yelling and ticked off a little bit. But that was about it. Anything else?
Steve, did Lorenzo, did he surpass your expectations out there, or was that about what you were hoping for?
I think he played better. I think he played a little better than we all anticipated. We knew he could run, but gosh, he hit a bunch of passes. First possession, 2 runs, 3rd and 10, and he hit Pharaoh on an out, hit Jarrell a couple of times. Man, he zinged it in there, and they weren't wide open throws. So I think he threw the ball a lot better than maybe we anticipated. He's a gamer. I think he's a gamer. I think we learned that. Yeah.
Steve, T.J. Holloman's moved to middle linebacker. There seemed to be some confusion there during the week.
Yeah, I knew he was going to play.
Didn't know he was
We
gonna
didn't talk
start.
about him going in the middle and Sky over there. And I knew Sky was having such a heck of a year. Sky's probably saying if I was in the middle, I'd have those two, Coach. You might have said that. But T.J., he made 2 big plays, and he can pick it off. We saw him do that 2 years ago in that cover 2 scheme. So both of them are very good in there. Yeah,
You were
I
fine-
knew
you were
he was
fine with the
starting.
way
I
that
didn't-
went down?
I wasn't exact how they wanted to do it, but that was the best way for us to do it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Okay.
Just how pleased were you with the punting game, especially in that first half when it was kind of a bit more ground out?
Yeah, Sean Kelly, he's an excellent punter and holder. We just had one misfire on the extra point. But other than that, special teams have been good all year. Yeah, Elliott, he did clank one, but what was he, 3 out of 4? Yeah, he's really good. And that last one was very good to have on the board also. Yeah.
Steve, any issues with snaps today from Zach Bailey?
No, not bad at all. And most of them were the little low ones. Lorenzo was able to get down and get it. So it was better than we thought also. Yeah, maybe Zach's a gamer on his snaps also. Some days in practice he rolled a few back there. But he was very good today. Yeah. Yeah, but hopefully, confidence builder for a lot of young guys. We do have a bunch of freshmen, but Coach O'Leary told me the same thing. He's got a whole bunch of freshmen playing also. Sometimes this happens that way. But there's a good win for us. Hopefully we can play better and better as the season goes. Our teams generally have done that. Let's hope this one's going to do it.
Steve, with the struggles in the first half, really until the end of the game to get anything going on the ground, I mean, was that holes not there, or running backs missing them, or?
I hadn't watched the tape yet, but it didn't look like he had far to go. But Coach Elliott convinced us we got to keep trying. We can't throw every down. He was right. So we finally started making some yards there in the second half, and maybe that certainly helped open up a few passes that we hit also. But it was good to make some third downs. Yeah, our third down hasn't been very good this year, but we were over 50%. No, we weren't. 7 of 15 or 16. Yeah. Yeah, 7 of 15. Looked like a 16. 7 of 15, so we were over almost 50%. Close to 50%. Yeah, get my math there. Yeah, but it was a good 7 we made, though, and 1 of 1 on the fourth down. Okay, get the players in here. All right.
This is Lorenzo Ward.
Whammy, the move to put Holloman in the middle obviously seemed to work out. What was the thinking behind putting him in that middle spot?
Well, when you evaluate the first 3 ball games, we wasn't getting the productivity that we needed from the wheel linebacker spot. So that's why we moved Sky there. And TJ's been a good football player, but he was playing behind Sky the whole time. The reason he hadn't played, so had to get you got to get your best players on the field.
You talked about after the UNC game how big a confidence would be going forward, but after the 2 losses, how big a confidence is a win like this for your defense?
Well, anytime you can win after losing 2 ball games in a row, it's big, it's huge, because it plays mentally on the coaches play mentally on the kids. So you got to play with confidence, and when you no matter who you play, if you win, it's definitely big after you lost 2 ball games in a row.
Whammy, Boozy had a couple of big plays, especially early in the game. Just what does he bring to the table at that position?
He's a natural pass rusher. He got a great first step, and he comes off the ball very, very well, and that's what we try to give him to do all the time when he's in there. So he actually played a lot more today than we normally play him on third down, but he played a lot of first and second down today, and so he was actually the guy that got the safety on a little stunt that we did when it was backed up on the goal line. So Boozy will get better. The more he plays, the better he'll get.
It looked like you did something akin to that Rabbits package a couple of times. Was that the most you had done that this week? Is that what the kind of effect you were looking for?
Well, yeah, we definitely, when we put 4 DNs on the field, it used to be called our rabbit package, but now it's the green package. But we wanted to affect the quarterback, and we saw early that we could affect him with 4 players. I mean, just bringing 4 guys, and now you can cover with 7. But then they made an adjustment in the second quarter and started to max protect and slide the front and keep the back end. So, we had to make sure we start getting some pressure up the middle the second half.
Is that the most you had used that 4 defensive end?
Well, you got to get him in third down, and we didn't do a very good job of getting Georgia in the third down, and so we definitely want to get him on the field as much as we can because it's proven to be a good front for us thus far.
with Boozy, did y'all come into today thinking that y'all were going to play him more on first and second down, or after he made the plays on third down, did y'all just put him in there?
No, we came in with the thought that we was going to play him a lot more on first and second down. You know, again, we wasn't being as productive as we wanted from the guys that were playing a lot of first, second down. So, you know, it's the next man up mentality. You know, Coach Spurrier wants to give everybody a chance, so that's what we did.
Well, I mean, I think early you guys were showing blitz and then backed off into the zone. Then you started bringing the pressure early. Was that by design, or was it just to take away the slants that they started hitting?
Well, we definitely wanted to you know, they had young quarterbacks. You know, we going into the game, we was, you know, not knowing what they was going to do. We know watching them a 13 right on the field that started, but then when I saw him there warm up, he didn't throw it in the ball. So you felt bad as a coach because they had 2 freshmen, and you wanted to try to fix them.
You guys are obviously a little thin at cornerback right now. Were you happy with the way those guys played?
Again, you know, Rico and Al played the entire game, and they hung in there. You know, the thing I was telling John after the game is, you know, they deked and dunked us, but, you know, when you play a team and, you know, you got 61 plays for 230 yards, you actually played pretty good. So, you know, I thought Al and Rico hung in there and played a good ball game.
Anything else for him?
Thank you, gentlemen. And ladies.
Lorenzo Nunez, far left. Mr. TJ Howard. Questions for David?
Lorenzo, how really were you when that first pass got dropped?
Yeah, I was glad that got dropped. I mean, it was a bad pass by me, and the defender just didn't come up with a pick, so I was pretty glad that he dropped it.
Josh?
What were your expectations for the way you would play, and how did today match up with those?
Just to go out there and see what I could do. I think I did a pretty well job. I did way better in the second half. I think the first half I was a little shaky, and just going out there and just competing, and that did the job.
Was the difference in the 2 halves something that y'all started doing differently, or you just got more comfortable because you had a little more time in there?
I think I just got more comfortable.
Lorenzo, Farrow had a muff punt in the first half and didn't really get a lot of opportunities. Just how much confidence do you have in him to keep going his way, and were you surprised with what he did in the second half?
I think we all as a team have a lot of confidence in Farrow. Yeah, he missed that punt, but I mean that's one play out of the whole game. But we have a lot of confidence in him, and I always go to him for passes and stuff like that.
Lorenzo, the HBC said that he learned that you were a gamer today. Is that how you kind of see when you're out there on the football field?
I mean, I just play. It's my ability, so I guess so.
TJ, what was it like to get to start in there and you and Scott working together?
I was very fortunate to get to start. I want to first off thank Coach Spurrier for giving me the opportunity. It just felt like home out there. My position, we've gotten a lot of interceptions, and Coach Holt's new defense, so I was very fortunate today.
On those 2 picks, one of them he threw right to you.
Yeah.
One of them you got a tip pass. Just talk us through what you saw on those plays.
Actually, Scott's mad at me for the first pick, the tip pass. He said that should have been his, but I told him I'd share it with him. Second pick, it was just coverage. I guess he didn't see me run down the seam and threw it right to me.
TJ, what was the feeling in the locker room at halftime? Was it frustration? Was it anger? Was there calmness, even though you guys could eventually probably wear him down?
Everyone just knew what we had to do. We just wanted to come out there and just, as a defensive team, go out there and just continue to do our job, shut them out, and try not to let up. We were very upset with ourselves the first half, but the second half we turned it around and showed a lot of improvement.
TJ, looking at this new scheme, it seems like it's going to stick. How does that affect Walton? Will you guys maybe try to get a third linebacker on the field sometime?
That's up to the coaches. I'm not sure. I'm just out there to do what I can to help the team win.
This is for both of you. After a tough week dealing with the Georgia loss and coming off a big win today, does this give you hope that the team can turn it around and have the kind of season that you were expecting to have before the season started?
Yeah, it just shows we have a lot of dog and it's a lot of fight in us. Last week we took a pretty good beating, but this week, even in the first half, wasn't good. But we came out and showed that we're going to keep fighting no matter what the task is, no matter what it is to overcome. We're going to keep fighting.
TJ, what was the impact of Lorenzo coming in and just providing a little spark for everybody, whether it be offensively or defensively? Did you feel some of that as a group?
The play that stood out to me most was when Farrell got the ball, reverse field, he laid out the block. That's just what stuck out most to me about Lorenzo. As a quarterback to do that, that's awesome.
Lorenzo, can you talk about your big block that you had on the touchdown run? How much fun was that getting to take out a linebacker?
I was trying to pancake him, honestly. He looked like he was like kind of scared. So I just went at him full speed and hit him. I tried to. He tripped a little bit. So he's like stumbled backwards a little bit. I tried to like pancake him into the ground, but he stayed up. But it was a good block.
TJ, can you talk about that? What that combination of you and Sky can do for this defense? You know, it's two middle linebackers essentially playing on the field at the same time.
We both have a lot of knowledge about the scheme. We both can play all three positions. It just flows better. Not saying that it wasn't good before, but it just flows better when you have a better understanding of the system. And when you have understanding of the system, you play faster. And that's the big goal for us, is to play faster.
Lorenzo, just after that first half, how important was it to find a way to get some touchdowns on the board? Just the way you guys responded in the third quarter, how big was that?
In the locker room, we knew that we had to score touchdowns. We were driving the ball in them the first half pretty well until we got into the red zone area. But we picked it up in the second half and scored some touchdowns.
Lorenzo, on the touchdown throw to August, was everybody looking at Cooper there, or just kind of take it through how that
Well,
unfolded?
in practice, the defense actually leaves August wide open all the time. So I ran that play a lot in high school, and I knew he was gonna be open. So I just looked at Farrell and then looked back inside, and he was wide open. So
Lorenzo, after last week when Farrell only gets one catch, was there an emphasis on getting him more involved in the passing game, or was a lot of that more just game flow?
I didn't even know that, but not really. I was trying to get the ball in his hands when he was open. I think he had like 5 or 6 catches, I think, today. And he did a good job of getting open for me. So.
TJ, how important was this defensive performance today before going on the road in the SEC again?
It just gave us a lot of confidence, and it just showed us when we play our style of defense and play our style of our scheme, what we can really do. We came out there and showed in the second half. I don't think they scored any points in the second half. We just came out there and just showed our type of football that we want to be shown in the SEC as a defense.
Lorenzo, now that you've had a week to just be the starter, kind of have a game week under your belt, where do you feel like you learned the most and will be more ready next week?
I think as a team, it just like brings us together that we know that we have like a stable offense now, and we're just gonna keep working hard next week against to play Missouri, and go out there and compete against them. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Lucy Whitlow. Got more questions?
Sky, how mad at are you, TJ, for taking your picks?
Yeah, I was teasing him about that a little bit. But you know, it's like as long as we get the W, I'm fine with him getting the picks. It's all good.
Chris?
Scott, Coach Berger said that you guys were sort of mad at halftime. What was the mindset in there, and what was it like in the locker room?
I mean, the first half was just unacceptable to me in my eyes. We shouldn't have been down 14-8. And so I just came in the locker room and just tried to get everyone's minds right to go back out in the second half and perform like we should.
Scott, did you feel like in the first half, like, I mean, there just wasn't a lot of energy in the team as a whole, and what do you guys have to do to change that going forward to make sure it's there?
I feel like we had energy. It was just sometimes, you know, not really executing in certain situations. You know, we had some mishaps in the first half that like really just put us in bad situations, but we just got to execute the whole 60 minutes and we'll be fine.
Boosie, when you look at how much more pressure you guys got than last week, how much of that do you feel was schematic, and how much do you feel was just kind of better execution?
Well, you know, we practice to be the best team. You know, sometimes we come up short, but we never give up, and we play to the clock says 0 in the fourth quarter.
Boosie Whammy says you guys might be using this green package more where you get the 4 defensive ends. He says you'll get better the more you play. Just how confident are you feeling after a game like today going into Mizzou next week?
Well, I'm confident, but this is just one game. We have finishing season we got to do. We got Missouri to focus on next week. UCF is our pass. Focus on getting better. You know, we had minor mistakes, but they will be better.
Boozy, you played a lot more than just in the rush package. What have you done over the last week or two to, you know, kind of take on a bigger role?
Well, you know, I practice full speed every day. I never give up. You know, I waited for my time. You know, I stayed patient, stay humble, and I thank God. Like during the plays, the great plays, bad plays, halftime, I prayed. You know, these boys have my back, so they push me every day at practice. And I love them.
Boosie, just what kind of are you seeing and feeling on that play where you got the safety?
Well, you know, I was just thinking, do my job, take the proper steps. Coach Ward, Coach Adam always fussing about do the right steps. So discipline, when we take on discipline, then we become successful, do our job. And, you know, that's an outcome, a great outcome.
Sky Farrell had a bit of a rough first half, but how much confidence did you have with seeing the stuff that you've seen from him in the past that he would turn it around and play well in the second half?
We all know that Farrell's a good player. We look to him, you know, for big plays, and you know that's just football. You know, whatever happened in the first half, that muff punt, but you know we don't get down on him. We know he's gonna come back in and make plays, and that's what he did today.
At that point in the game, how big was that little backwards pass to him that he ended up breaking off for a touchdown?
Oh yeah, that was big. That was probably one of the better plays I've seen him have since I was here. So I mean that was a crazy athletic play, and it's something we expect from him.
Sky, just your thoughts on on how Lorenzo was on the sidelines. Obviously, first game, young guy starting like that. Just kind of what were your thoughts on seeing what he did out there today?
I think he did great for his first start. He can only get better from here. He's a great athlete. He has a good head on his shoulders, so he doesn't really get rattled that much, and he's a gamer. So that's what we need.
Sky, how important was this defensive performance at home before going on the road to face another SEC team?
It was big. I mean, especially for our confidence. We needed a performance like this coming off of last week, and we went out there, executed, and it just shows when we do our job what type of defense we could be.
Sky, can you talk about that combination of you and TJ on the field? You know, when both of you are on the field, it's like two middle linebackers out there. How do you think that could help your defense moving forward?
Well, we both pretty much know the defense like pretty well, and whenever the calls come in, we know like how to set the front or where everyone's going to be, where our help's coming from. So I mean, that's just a big help to have two guys like that in the middle to just really dictate the defense and stuff.
Sky, back here. Just how close at halftime was this to kind of slipping away? I mean, you guys were down and hadn't scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bad first half, but we knew Coach Spurrier was saying in the locker room, whoever plays the better second half is going to win this game, and that was just our mindset at halftime and the whole second half. Just we got to execute, play our football, play better than them, and we'll win.
Did you guys feel like it was pretty close at that point? I mean, it could have gone the other way.
I mean, yeah, we were losing, so yeah, it was. Yeah, it could have slipped the other way. So I mean, we just had to focus and get our minds right and play football.
Boozy, do you think you're ready to be a starter?
Well, you know, I still make mistakes as a freshman. I want to throw myself in the fire if I know I'm not ready, but I feel like I'm good what I'm doing now. You know, still in the rotation, still learning from the older guys. You know, they push me every day to focus, stay focused, and keep playing. You know, you get fussed at, so what? Keep going. It's over with. So right now I feel like I can play. Well, I can play to a certain extent to, you know, first and second down. I'm still working on first and second down. I know I can be a great third down rusher, as y'all can see, but yeah, as long as I keep getting motivation from the coaches and from my players, then I feel like soon I can be a starting player.
Sky in the back. I know you got to be excited to go against your buddy Matty Mock next Saturday. Just talk about the excitement of that matchup and how nice it is to go into that matchup with a confidence boost.
Oh yeah, it's a big game, big SEC East game, and you know they got over on us last year, and I'm just excited to go into their field and make some shake Saturday. So.
Please, guys. Last two players today will be Carol Cooper and Farland and Drill Adams. Questions for these two offensive players? Josh, first.
For both of you, Pharaoh first, what kind of spark or confidence does Lorenzo give you guys, just his ability to make plays and how well he handled himself in his first start?
It gives us a great spark. You know, he's just not just a little pocket passer quarterback. You know, he's a dual threat quarterback, and you know that's what we expect from him. You know, when the pass play is not there, you know, take off and run. And, you know, he does that very well. You know, he's a great athlete back there. You know, he can continue to get better, really.
Pharaoh, tell us about what you saw in that touchdown run, I guess.
The scramble? Yeah. You know, we had a little trick play design play. Safety rolled over top. It wasn't there. I'm usually supposed to throw it down to the deep guy. Safety rolled over, tucked it in, ran, cut through a couple linemen. I seen Lorenzo. He made a great block on one of the DBs, I believe, and then it just went from there. It was pretty much just a play I had to make when something else wasn't there.
Pharaoh, did you get down on yourself after you muffed that punt, and were you more determined than ever to make a winning play?
I got down a little bit. I'm not supposed to do that, and I already know that. You know, the players and coaches know that's not what type of player I am. So, after the punt, you know, probably like 30 seconds after that, you know, I was over it, ready to play the next series. But, you know, I wasn't thinking on that play, and that's something I can't do. You know, looking more into the season, I have to be smarter than that. You know, and that was my fault.
Jarrell, with a true freshman starting at quarterback, your third starting quarterback of the season and all, how much pressure did you and the receiving corps put on yourselves to kind of make things easier on him?
All week during practice, we was telling him to be ready. It's a big game coming up, coming off a loss against Georgia. And telling him to be ready to prepare for the game.
Farrell, what about that second touchdown catch that kind of put it away?
Just a deep ball. I guess they was in. I guess they were 3. I guess safety was back. Coach told Lorenzo to take his drops and throw it, and he threw it. It was pretty much double coverage. I just had to go out there and make a play. That's what I did. Just had to high point the ball, come down with it. I had to make up for the other mistakes I did earlier in the first half, and so I had to make up for it, and that's when we did it.
And at halftime, what's kind of your mindset? And then, being a leader on this team, you've been here a while. What do you have to do to try to get the guys ready? When you go into after a half like you guys had.
Just keep them, motivated. We always start off not too good in the first half. The whole year we started off bad in the first half. So halftime, we just trying to keep the boys focused. We started off coming off running the ball. So, we talked to the linemen a little bit, get them going, get them running. And, just to keep our heads up. We always play better in the second half. We know that. So pretty much it just showed tonight. And, we're going to continue to get better and try and score in the first half some more.
Jarrell, it seemed like Lorenzo was finding you a lot early. Did you sort of feel like you could play the role of almost a safety blanket for kind of a younger QB making that first start?
Just a little bit, Nunez, he's a good player, good athlete. He find time to get us open, get out of the wide receivers time to get open, so he's a pretty good player.
Farrell, you talked earlier about Nunez's athletic ability on the field. How about talking a bit about his poise and just kind of the grit he showed, especially in the second half when, as a young starter, he really could have kind of folded up with you guys trailing in the second half?
Yeah, he got more comfortable going into the second half, definitely. The first play of the game, I think he threw it was supposed to be an interception. So, he wasn't really comfortable back there at first. As the game kept going, as he started running, completing passes. He always knows the team going to have his back. I talked to him a lot on the sidelines, tell him just relax. So, he's just young. He's going to continue to grow, be a good player, and he'll be ready. He'll be ready for next week for sure.
Anything else for these guys?
Farrah, just how impressed were you with that block that he threw to spring you on that touchdown run?
Yeah, very impressed. He's not a normal quarterback. He's a quarterback, but he's not. He's kind of different. He's a dual threat. He's more like an athlete. So I just came around and I seen him, and I didn't really see him throw the block until after I seen him on the big screen. I just knew he had blocked him. But when I saw it on the big screen, I was like, wow, he actually blocked him. He stoned the guy. And that's just part of being an athletic player that he is. Just make plays when you don't have the ball.